Hi, so we're here in the north of Israel. It's day 7 of our juice fast here with the Tree of Life Israel, and I finally have the chance to talk with Shanti. Thank you so much for your time, Shanti. And I just want you guys to meet, you know, the people who are really the spirit behind gathering us all together here today. And Shanti, I think, is an amazing woman. I mean, I've been watching her all week. First of all, she gets in poses in yoga that I have never seen anybody get into in my life. This is the most limber person you could ever meet, but it's very inspiring because you're very humble about it. And one of the things you said in one of the first days is, you know, the more you stretch, the more limber you get. It's that easy.
Yep.
And that really stuck with me, you know. It's like we're not supposed to get there overnight, but, you know, every day it's a little bit more. And that happened for me during my time. Shanti also is part of all the meditations and all the talks that we're participating in here. And you had a great quote the one day. We were talking about vegetarianism and veganism in the world.
Oh, yes.
And do you remember what you said?
But it's really up to you how you change the world with your knife and fork or your chopsticks. Because becoming vegan is a clear statement of your own personal involvement or and in the whole world, because that's what it takes to be a vegan this time, change the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think you basically said, I'll because I wrote it down.
Okay.
But she says, you know, every time you use your knife and fork, you choose who lives and dies.
Oh, yes.
And that is really powerful.
That's
So
right.
it's so much beyond whether or not I want to eat meat.
Right.
It's like, wait a minute, this is the spirit of the earth we're talking about here.
Yes.
And that was very
that's
profound.
right. You choose who lives or dies with your knife and fork or your chopsticks. Yeah, no, it's true. And it's not a choice anymore. People say, oh, well, I want to do mine. No, they've got to this critical mass on the planet that really we just have to go vegan for the planet, for our own consciousness, for the survival.
Yeah, that was great. The other thing you mentioned to me, which I thought was interesting, because I asked you, you know, well, when do you fast? And you said, you know, you don't like to fast so much when you're in the U.S. because it's a little bit stressful for you. But this is what I was thinking too. You know, even for you, it seems like it's beneficial to go on a retreat for a fast.
Absolutely.
So for other people who are also stressed at home, it might not be such a good idea for them to do it at home. And so for you, do you find it better to be on a retreat for your fast?
Absolutely. When you're at home or when you're working, you can't really detox on all levels. You can't detox on an emotional and a spiritual. And barely you can detox on a physical, because the body can't let go. If you're always, you know, involved in your work and everything, you have to keep it together. You can't just say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm in detox, you know, I can't do this. And so, you know, people really don't get the whole benefit. You have to just let the body relax. And then all the emotions and the spirituality, you just have to give yourself time. You will get a physical detox if you just do it at home, but sometimes it can really stress you. It can stress the kidneys, the liver, because you're trying to do too much when you're detoxing.
Sure.
And it really is sometimes can be very hard.
Yeah, I think it's great. And I've seen it in people here. I'm sure you've seen it, you know, in the beginning of the week there was a lot of frantic energy.
Yeah.
And every day it got a little bit less and a little bit
quieter.
less. And, you know, now everybody's really chilled out and it's really nice.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Major transformations. If you want major transformations, put people on a fast for a week.
For
I
sure.
mean, really.
For
to
sure.
change that consciousness. Yeah.
So, you know, you and Gabriel obviously traveling all over the world. You do workshops in a lot of different countries. I was kind of curious, you know, what are the differences you see in people around the world, and what are the similarities in terms of like what they're going through today? Because it's so stressful, and then there's so many challenges with, you know, everything in life.
Yeah. Well, you know, in every country they have their own unique way of being, or what's going on in the country, you know, that they have to live with. In Israel, you know, it's the bombs, it's quite a real, but every country has that, but you know, you realize it's really universal. You know, they've all got, you know, I don't mean to say cliche, but they've all got the same heart, you know, the same energy, you know, no matter where you travel, you connect with them, and everyone has that connection, that one world, that one, you know, humanity and Terry-ness together, and that's what makes it really.
I love that.
We have
See
our
why
differences.
I love her? That's the best answer.
I mean, you know, we're one world,
She's
one world
great.
people, you know, whether we're whatever. But we all have our things as a country, but yeah.
Amazing.
It really is that one spirit.
amazing.
I mean, because we've got all different nationalities here.
Even here, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
It's all unity. That's what it does. Fasting, you know, crosses the board, and you just get right down to your spirit. You know, you get stripped over just down to your spirit, and that's the same in everyone, right?
And she lives it. I mean, I have to say, you're so loving and gentle with people, and you're very, very humble. I mean, she really sort of floats around, you know, with this goddess energy, and it's so sweet. It's very, very sweet. I mean that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you can't experience it unless you meet her, and you're really in a retreat with her. You know, you don't get it on a DVD or a book. I'm
You have to
telling
come
you.
in fast.
Yeah, you have to come to the Tree of Life. That is the other thing I wanted to ask you, though, because your yoga classes are amazing, and I did them every day, I think, and even today I feel more limber, and it's even in 7 days I've had such a transformation with that.
Yeah.
Do you have a DVD or anything?
My teacher, Carly Ray, does. Carly
Okay.
Ray True Yoga. She has DVDs on strengthening, on flow.
All right.
They're very good. So they really get their breath synchronized with the movement. Yeah.
Well, this is a personal request for a Shanti DVD, and I'm sure I'm not alone.
I know.
You've got to put that out.
Yeah, I kind of leave it to Carly Ray, but you know.
You have to. You're really good. You have to fit it into your schedule somehow.
Oh yes, when we're not traveling the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you know, a lot of people who are out there, you know, they might not necessarily be able to go on a 100% raw food diet or whatever it is. And I just want to ask you, if you had a message that you could give to the people who are on a standard American diet, they're locked in the rat race, they feel trapped, they can't get out, maybe financially, they have no choices. If you could say something to them, what would it be?
You know, wherever you are in your diet, you can always go to the next step. You can always add more salads. You can always add more greens or green juice. You know, just keep, as you said, just keep adding. Just keep adding instead of subtracting, and then you just keep crowding out the bad things and adding the good. So everyone can always add more salads or more juice, or, you know, start to get away from the meat. You know, it's just, you have to be gentle on yourself, just get away from the meat, the dairy, and then it'll slowly take you to that point where really we need to be in the world as vegan. You know, it doesn't have to be raw. You know, even cooked vegan is fine, just vegan. Then you're not causing harm to anyone, yourself or animals. So
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So everybody can start with some green juices, some green salads.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it all in a day. And just start somewhere. I think that's really great. It's a very gentle approach.
Right. Just, you know, slowly start to add things and slowly start to get away from the meat and the dairy. And then the change will naturally happen on itself, as you know.
Yeah. I know.
You don't really need to do much, but you know, it's like you take one step and then you get so much in return.
Of course.
You know,
of
you just have to
course.
make that effort. I mean, nothing comes without effort, right? You got to make that effort. You got to make those few steps.
So guys, you got to start making an effort. That's what she's saying. You haven't been in her yoga class. But seriously, I mean, it's that easy, you know, you just have to do something.
Yeah.
And then doing nothing is not going to get you anywhere closer to anything.
Or the consciousness of the planet. Yeah.
Exactly.
We're really at a critical mass. It's really that critical turning point where we need that. We only need like 2%. It's only like 8,000, you know, just to change the consciousness, or meditating, or, you know, turning vegan. So it's not much.
Well, I think we have a few people transformed here after this week.
Good.
And now they're all messengers to the world as
That's
well.
right.
So,
That's great.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you so much, Shanti.
Thank
It's
you.
really been a pleasure. Thank you. Don't ask me to do that. Thanks, guys.
All right.
See you later.